Oh, video ko juju go ben arwa.
Kala loy bas aba ba lo share on Facebook go kai ko go
And
be
local
lo
way
view.
share on your account.
Mm.
Anenam goga chindi wa Anenam goga chindi Kugaga gabiliam ni tane guda chinga biyanye Wade ruweng na odya Hey, wade ruweng na odya Tane guda chinga biyanye Wade ruweng na odya Anenam goga chindi wa Anenam goga chindi Kugaga gabiliam ni tane guda chinga biyanye Wade ruweng na odya Dwara go Ya kêu kít bố quên miêu, kêu kít bố quên miêu, nâng lê ghi yên mẹ đeo yên bê ngân kinh. Cô ra miêu ca bình nhân nâng ngây yên nâng chi chân. Yên ngã đi gốc bà kê, đơ cô ya kêu thết, đơ cô ya kêu thết. Hà rô ở quê ngã nằm điên, chân nà nà lo quên đàn bảo hình của bà riêng. Hà rô ở quê ngã nằm điên, chân nà nà lo quên đàn bảo hình của bà riêng. Ra miêu ca bình nhân nâng ngây yên nâng chi chân. I dig up a cag at the Kuya Celtic, at the Kuya Celtic. wainal Ure kir ka obileng no Ure kir ka obi wainal Ure kir ka obileng no
Yeah, hello. A court.
Yeah.
Yeah, tayin jazz in Bolip to my studio. Then we take it from there.
Okay.
Salam alaikum.
Yeah.
It's a more to die.
Yeah, Kachi been alive, about 7 to 8 people. Like chakeng lor, like chakeng mot. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. It's a pleasure kubato in this studio for the first time. I'm sure we're again, and I quite good deal. And with your pay, the can be live on this studio for a purpose. And for those who are watching live, I greet you all. Welcome on this live as per now. Yes, Kibiwok, just here, it's just a simple thing. We have a little announcement with Buklar Beach to whoever is watching us live, and whoever will come later and also watch and see why we came live. Yeah, if you can hear my voice, you can say hi down there. If you can see me well, you can also say hi to me before I kick off with the topic. As you can see down there are two topics. We have the TLM, Candidacy Formal Declaration. That is, TLM is Trik Langjak. That is it in full. And he's declaring his candidacy.
Look. Yes,
yes. Kalimantar Kujen, he's right here as Billy Luke. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Hi. Yeah, I see. You can hear me, you can see me as well. Yeah, thank you for watching. We only have 10 people here, but the rest will find us on the way. So we're here only for two topics, and we won't take time talking about them. One is the TLM, Candidacy Formal Declaration, and also Quad Sarah, also being announced as the communication manager for this campaign. Those in the US know about this, but others who are not in the US, they don't know what exactly is happening. But for those who are in the US and know what is happening, Billy Luke is here for you. Yeah, and he's formally declaring his candidacy for the position of chairperson. Yeah, I want to see how many people are live. We have 11 people. Yes. What are you running? Yeah. So, guys, I'm just going to read out the formal declaration for Billy Look, TLM, right here. Yeah, 3 Glen Mijok's PMCA formal declaration. PMCA, that is the Panaru Midwest Community Association in the US. For those who know it, you know it, and for those who don't know, you'll get to know it with time. Yeah, dear fellow Panaru citizens in the Midwest, I'm excited to announce and declare that I am running for the Panaru Midwest Community Association, PMC. But first and foremost, I'm also starting my campaign by reaching out to you as my friends, community members, and leaders of our community to seek your community volunteer efforts, endorsements, and finally to solicit financial supports to finance and run my upcoming series of campaign. Secondly, I have the privilege and honor to have earned the preliminary endorsements and supports from the former community leaders of Panaru Community Midwest, as well as the former Nebraska PCA chairperson, Mr. Samuel Dow, Deng Yom, and citizens from Panaru Midwest states. Names are withheld. I am gracefully overwhelmed and happy and humbled by your respective supports and endorsements, and I'm also anticipating similar supports from our other citizens and leaders who had not yet been reached by the news of my presidential candidacy for the PMCA. As okay.
Don't mind about it. Just continue to read.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Yeah, sorry, guys. As an experienced and skilled former community organizer, Secretary Generals for both Panaru and Padang communities in North America, I'm going to utilize my experiences to positively impact a better change for the PMCA when elected to this esteemed office. My community experiences will impact the direct changes or reforms to the best expectation of the PMCA members. Sorry. I'll use my previous community achievements to deliver the drastic supports and help to the people in both Midwest and homeland. In my previous community leadership as the Secretary General, my team was able to raise the record-breaking amount of $15,000 and 12,000 of this total amount was appropriately under my administrative leadership to purchase an ambulance, which was directly donated to the Ruang Pariang County Hospital in 2008. I will use my community experiences as revealed to formulate better policies and precisely deliver to people's expectations. I will definitely use my managerial skills and ethical values such as accountability and transparency and integrity to manage and appropriately the PMCA resources to tackle and fund the projects of Midwest states. I will listen to the voices of our members or citizens and act as they demand and deserve to their best interests by looking after their overall general welfare in terms of lending money, looking after our sick people, help them in finding jobs, offering legal services, promoting cultural activities, and initiate massive communal fundraising events to accumulate resources for use. Fellow citizens, you know very well that I am going to run a vigorous and effective campaign in order to win the election. Ladies and gentlemen, to run the PMCA campaign requires the financial support or helps from the members to finance expenses to be incurred during the campaigns in advance. With your communal supports, I'm looking forward to receive your help to my winning team and join our campaign team bandwagon to deliver the number of priorities. If you would like to discuss and criticize my campaign platforms, manifesto, and help me in any way, please do not hesitate to contact me or campaign team at panarumitwest@gmail.com. Yours sincerely, Triglang Mijuk, TLM, candidate for the PMCA. Thank you so much. So that is a brief introduction for the candidate of the PMCA, Mr. Chairperson to be. Yeah, and very soon we will be live regularly to talk about a lot of things, of which is what is he going to do for the community in the Midwest? What plans does he have for the people? Until inshallah everything goes well, and hopefully we win this. Thank you guys for listening, and yeah, we will interact more.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sarah Court, for the wonderful introduction of the topic and for actually reading out my press conference remark for the declaration of my candidacy for the PMC, which stands for Fanaru Midwest Community Association. This is Billy Luke, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be around the world, depending on your time zone. So this is Billy Luke, for those of you who know me on social media. But my real name, the official name, is what I refer to as TLM. So TLM stands for Trig Langmijak. Trig Langmijak Candidacy Formal Declaration. Today, we came live to come and declare the candidacy for the contest of the PMCA, which stands for Fanaru Midwest Community Association. And so this is what I'm running for. So I came live so that I can announce it publicly to all the Fanaru in Midwest and to Fanaru across the United States as well as around the world to know that I'm running for this public office, particularly here in the heartland of the United States of America. So when I refer to Fanaru Midwest Community Association, this is particularly a community association that was established in 2012, following the liberation of the Pantau from the Sudan Army Force in 2012. So this is when the citizens of Fanaru community based in Midwest came together to celebrate the jubilant liberation of the Pantau from the Sudan Army Force in 2012. So that was the first time the Fanaru citizens in Midwest came together to celebrate the victorious liberation of that indigenous location of Ruwing in northern part of the country. So it was a jubilant interaction with the South Sudanese. So we came together as the citizen of Fanaru community, and then we invited other South Sudanese. They came to rally and support the people of Fanaru in Midwest. So this is how we came up with the initiative to establish the community that can actually bring the Fanaru citizens in Midwest state to come together. So when we talk about the Midwest state, we are actually referring to states such as Nebraska, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, we have Kansas State, we have Michigan, we have Wisconsin, we have North Dakota, South Dakota, Colorado. All these states combined together is what we refer to as Midwest state. So any Panaru citizen that reside in this aforementioned states fall under the legal jurisdiction of this community association. So we come together as a citizen of Panaru that live in this particular state so that we can actually look after our general welfare. So this was a good initiative, and this is the first time for me to run for the public office. So this is why I decided today to declare my candidacy so that people of Panaru in Midwest have to know formally that Billy Luke is actually running for the office of Panaru Community Midwest. So I will briefly read out to you the manifesto, and some of you were able to see what I just put in the background there. Accord, I don't know whether you can be able to read out some of the major ideas or policies that I'm running for, which is the manifesto platform for the TLM campaign. So we will read them later on. But before I do that, I would like to also make an announcement for. I would like to take the opportunity to announce Madam Sarah Accord for the TLM campaign communication director and public relations. So I want to make it public, ladies and gentlemen, that I have nominated Sarah Accord as the TLM campaign communication director and public relations. So Accord is here on the screen with me. She will be the campaign communication director, and she will actually be building relation with the rest of Panaru community. And she will be actually in contact with anyone that want to contact our campaign team. And she will be the one answerable in the media. So the role of Accord is to make sure she will be sending all the message to the intended entity that want to contact our campaign, and to also be in contact with the media that want to interview our campaign team, as well as, she has to be contacted by the media that need to interview her about my campaign platform or manifesto. So Accord will be the one in charge of all this communication on social media. But when something needs me, I will avail myself, and I will be able to conduct a press conference in case we want to respond. And if we want to send out any message, Accord will be responsible for that. She will be publishing, she will be taking care of all the publicity of our campaign. So we are also looking forward to interact with the Electoral Commission, the Panaru community in Midwest. The right person to contact will be Sarah Accord as well, for any information that they may want to know from our campaign team. So Accord, that is going to be your role. Your role is to make sure you interact with other entity, other campaign, rivalry campaign team, as well as the media and the Electoral Commission of the Panaru community. So to carry out our message to anyone that is in need of it. And then from there, we will be hosting series of live video so that we will be able to communicate our message out. So dissemination of our campaign platform will be the role of Sarah Accord to make sure our information reach all the citizens and reach all the media house, as well as the Electoral Commission, prior to conduct of any public debate that is going to take place between or among the candidates that are vying for this position. So our campaign team is very well organized. Our manifesto is ready to roll out. So some of you will be very satisfactory. And if our citizens need to, have a town hall meeting with me, then I will be in contact with them. I will listen to their grievances, and then I will incorporate their ideas as well to add them to the platform. So that's what I will be considering as well. But I know so far I have laid out everything because I have lived in this community and I understand the need of our people. And so I have put some priorities in place. So the number one priority is going to be raising funds, because that is going to be number one priority. That means we have to make sure we have to mobilize the resources in order to make sure we accomplish the other grievances that have affected our community. So as I'm running for the office, I will be raising funds. So raising resources and manage them according to the number one priorities of our people. So that is the first thing I will do when I'm going to be elected as the president of the Panaru Midwest Community Association. So I will be doing annual fundraising event twice a year to make sure I raise a good number of money or fund so that I can actually fund the issues of concern for our people. In order to improve the living standard, we have to make sure we have to have a fund prior to carrying out any other public issues such as building relationship with our people back home. We cannot actually jump to go and help people back home without first satisfying the need of our people in Midwest in particular. So ekaka buka jo kwendi itong nana jie kubi koi kwa bike didi. So according be yepursa ko be pass part of the manifesto ba kwendi, and then naba jo be lo charo. Yeah. I don't know whether, if you don't have the manifesto available with you, then I can do it.
I have it.
Okay. But I forget to read out my own biography. I don't know whether you should actually read out or I should leave it to, I don't know. I mean the CB.
We can still read it out.
Yeah.
Before we could read the manifesto.
Yeah. So let me check it out here. For those who don't know Billy Look, I have the ambition seeking for an opportunity that rests on mutual benefit with emphasis on value addition, learning, and continuous improvement toward the betterment of community goal. That is what I'm ambitioning to accomplish when elected. I have the strength, and those strengths are strategic thinker. I'm a strategic thinker, result-oriented, and attitude learner with a strong communication skill. Most of you know me in social media. I'm an activist, I'm an advocate, I'm independent critic, I'm a strategist. That's who I am. I know who I am myself. I don't know how people judge me. I'm highly flexible with demonstrated ability to work in a team. A skilled presenter and proficient in networking, community policy development, and delivery. Because I have served in the community previously, and I was able to deliver effectively and efficiently. Ability to motivate colleagues, partners, and community. So in my previous work as the Secretary General in the respective two communities of Panaru and Padang, I was able to deliver effectively and efficiently. And people can attest to that. Qualification and skill, highly experienced in the community affairs. I'm very highly experienced in organization, critical thinking, interpersonal communication, conflict resolution, I have resolved a lot of conflict within and elsewhere. People can attest to that. I'm a very integral person, transparent, trustworthy, accountable, audacious, resilient, determined, and zealous. These are my qualities as Billy Look. Professional skill, highly motivated in clerical, sectarian, secretariat, community organization, social media advocacy, customer service, inventory control for CDS, merchandise expertise, computer, cyber security literacy, conflict resolution, critical problem solving. Education, I started my education in 1993. My elementary or primary education from 1993 to 1997. That's when I finished my primary school in Kakumo refugee camp in 1997. And then in the same refugee camp, I was able to continue for secondary education from 1997 to 2001 in Kakuma, Kenya. And then when I came to the United States in 2001, I went to high school, Corn High School, from 2001 to 2002. Then I graduated. And then after that, I proceeded to the community college in the United States, and I did criminal justice as a shared degree. And then I took a pause for almost 2 years. And then I started my school again from 2005 to 2006. That's when I completed my associate degree in criminal justice. And then from 2009 to 2012, I did my Bachelor of Criminology and Sociology from the Oxford University, United States. I did this online because I was a student who was actually working at the same time and supporting my family back home. I mean, my family. So I was able to go to school at the same time. So I was doing my classes online regularly. So that's why some of you didn't see me going to that particular school, Ashford University in the United States. So I did criminology and sociology, bachelor degree. My appearance and achievement, work community organizer and lobbyist. I'm a lobbyist, and I started lobbying for the interest of South Sudanese in 2001. And I even I have the privilege and honor to meet late Dr. John Garang in 2002 when he came to the United States to actually sensitize the South Sudanese diaspora for the peace agreement that was going on in Naivasha by the time. So that's when we were able to meet with our state senators, and then we meet with our church leaders. And then our church leaders actually hook us up with the state senators, and then the state senators were able to deliver our message to the foreign committee in the United States Congress. And then the United States Congress recommend the voices of the lost boy that came to the United States, and then forwarded to President George W. Bush. And that's how Sudan peace agreement was able to be achieved in 2004 in Naivasha, 2004. So we actually claim the credit as a lost boy of Sudan that came to the United States because we were able to mobilize American friends, church leaders, and then church leaders were able to connect us with our respective state senators. And then the state senators forward our message to the foreign committee in the United States Congress. And then Congress, the foreign committee actually recommend our demand, and then they forward it to the desk of the president. And that is why George W. Bush was able to sign the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, which actually led to the independence of South Sudan. So we are so proud to have been part of the lobbies by the time. So that is how we start advocacy. So because we used to go from church to church, you know, and then our message was able to be delivered. Ladies and gentlemen, I was Secretary General by the time. From 2004 to 2006, I was elected as the community Secretary General for Fanaru community. So when we came to the United States, or when we were in Kenya, by then, we were having an association known as Fanaru Youth Association. It was a youth association when we were in Kenya. But when we came to the United States, we reformed it and established Fanaru Community Association in order to include all the citizens of Fanaru community, young and old, put together to form a community. So that is how PYA was actually shaped. PYA stands for Fanaru Youth Association. So we did that. That was, I served as the Secretary General of Fanaru community from 2004 to 2006. So I would be proud to claim that my community did an amazing job when we came initially to the United States. So when we formed that community in 2004, we were the pioneers. We were the first people to serve the community. And we did actually deliver effectively and efficiently. Under my leadership, by that time, I was able to raise $15,000 US. And with that $16 US, $15,000 US, I was able to spend $12,000 US was appropriated to buy ambulance, and it was donated to Fariang Hospital in 2007. So that was one of my achievements under my administration from 2004 to 2006. So that means I have served for 2 years, and I did it effectively. Since then, I never served in the community anymore. I just became an activist after my term came to an end, and I didn't run for the office again. Okay. So I also became a co-founder of Padang in North America, transitional executive secretary. So I was one of the co-founders of the Jing Padang in North America in 2009, and I was actually appointed as the transitional secretary of the Jing Padang in North America. This is the Padang you see today under the leadership of Wilson Tonaku. So ever since then, Padang community has never held a general election to actually elect a leader. And circumstances arise by then as a result of political differences in Jing Padang subsection following the declaration of the candidacy of late Judge Toro in 2009 actually brought about differences among the section of Jing Padang. So that's why Jing Padang did not prosper, and it was not successfully established to elect the president for the very first time. So that was a little background about the way we can call Louis community. We began to appearance by community the Midwest, but mu Janen and Jacon Louis, and Louis community to Padang, one Louis community to Father Rui, one Louis community to Father Rui, where on a cake 15,000. I check it when use effectively. Where you are from the members, take a yes in our community to Father Rui. Kitchen ye donate, you can leave well. Question parade in yellow at Daman, and yet you turn away one. Bob America by the time, even majority of the people take a quick cake all community lawyer did that. Who will really? I will you are cake a gift citizen. What citizen got a citizen committed. Era and will buy. ke contribution $120 per year. Now look at money. Ke members commitment low, we were able to make $15,000, which is very wonderful. To gain in town again, who get okay, ye damane faraging low, quite a limit. To donors, who allow government grant, when I buy, you can be more effective. So now I am quite guy ban. Guy you can look at it and the one that the back low. Parade low pain, where you the book a yo. We are letter donors, where you the book a yo. Now look, government grant, where you the book a yo. Can I new community that a bit of a word with who can take a book a coin. So can you book a coin and really and tie for buying the final route the Midwest. Kaba kon loy ka Midwest kaba unity then below. A channel community that meanwhile in 2012 unity actually touted it by she where community aero dark. So yeah lo yen le yan kwanylam ya ke community da ba mari aka be lui to ke kira an te beto we so one community ba mari ke number 1 priority kero ke yen unte bo we bo ke mobilize book their resource la da mutan dungda bi dewe so on ke para yi ngunne na lu ile kan resource da book ko ku ken ka woni strategy un bo ke loyalty ke buga lim tro donors ke buko government grant kwa association kana registered para yi buga loy so bu yo ko we na lo ke yo ko we ke bu kon yik priority ke ya ma ne ka we ka Midwest. So general welfare dun to improve your living standard in ke won book on target. A chan yin ran in ke continue wol. Ku jaben ran en pay jaben ko. Na de go today in go to an ka yokin ki lebran en ki leblo ala ji. Wal ki lebran en ki leblo support. So ke chiri kene in kan el wala yin general welfare won a living standard the final route of the Midwest never can improve. Ku be improve adi. Abi improve bala chan in ke ka won dal we. Acha ke identify. Ko ke twine na kira an twine Midwest ne kira an fana ru kita under the legal jurisdiction the community the fana ru the Midwest ke yin bugati kaman ko baloy kai leader le an kwai ke ba make sure no ba we ko we community ke la them be each and every household who citizen the fana ru to fana Midwest ke le be pio bi de ke den cho life insurance a chane kana che ben ke problem every time den to on jiro lo community ke citizen ran ke der yel bi into le ko we ye ke jolo le be ke jo ku ka chin e kan ban ko ban ga were nu le yen life insurance ke very important bi citizen ko pana root of Midwest bi je lo aning lo to do lu yin ke la them you have to sign up for life insurance e kan have a pay way now they ran with the financial constraint they financial problem den ku don dalin u tandung da na community de will kin biya then will in biya then account community define the Midwest the den ku don tin yo as long no yin in the qualification bin will ko bin ke nyok du tandugo ba ke ga du the little interest bu ga yubi depending e kam can never ngor ko ba jo ba cha so e kana bu ga lo yin the den michila won tin yo tag danga de ko don ko bi chol we chi to ki chine daman ka be del biro ye stress ka tandunda ku de we the community rana bi ya den lakini rana buga ye ka fruit ku ka de qualification ndi ke yina ye ka fruit la de yara lui la de yara nte de good credit so ke yin biya den ago yin ko don daline be ko wone ko nyinte bo ror ko nga kete no kero lo uplifted kete na kin financial stress nte bin be yo o ke ne ka yo ke ba lo we yira nte biya to ke de financial crisis nte luin face kin biya ye loan etan dung community kula de biya dung na interest ku yin biya ranante la de malui kula de made good credit e kene abata ye e ko wonte ba lo we dan ne biya ko ba martin ka yo para ru to Midwest ne wor ke chi to gejeret amin wo kide bege ka ke a chi mi be ke fana ru ti ka die fan western wall tene akuchi culture so ye kulele yen obude cultural orientation to indoctrinate our myth kwon te ke dit ke fan western world ne bika pio ji tong ni jien bika ya pio ji chong lo ka unte ka wirot so we will partner with other jien communities ko ka bu tong ni jien bu ga pio so myth ko bika ga pio culture we lo kene abia loy every year ku yen ayo kan bului o ka unte ke ni culture ko bing ni de ke ga pio na le ro loy ko bu ya lui ke den chol barbecue bia loy every year ko ka bia loy twice a year te lewer kuna loy twice a year ke ne daman da na bo fare nga loy ti ko na bo ga lui gathering bo cultural activities bu ke ga loy so lorka ke pande de pana ru wala lorka ruwen abu ke ya nyuo kene aburo loye a chanen mi pon ko pana ru ke di ke kene ke go pie lo den ko big pie tong den ti man nge gen ke culture da america na lui ke dominate lakin background the parent I would be an one go ni jinu de pande ni chol ruwen en taw de pande ni chol pande ru taw so culture de pande ru taw di e kana bi mot ke so kana ka yo ke kaunte bro low ka to improve the living standard de ko ko on te ke to pande midwest de ngu taw kaman ogude ala ka communities ogude partnership with other communities ko kunte ke jienge tawtene a chan bu roda kun so partnership ke we won bi ko roda team bu roda kun go ko dem mutual benefit re pet kene ne ko ben together ko ne ko rod kun kwa kene ka yo abibi lu ga bi lo ne kene communities ko ge jang je la other community ko Sudanese obok da la kat I will build that relationship to promote and no bingi jino pana ru ke part of the wider South Sudanese community ekene allow them be konte bagde charaki communities ko bi dialto so kene bi lu ga bi lo de len kwan de ba nyogo ton we kaman ka yo we ruwen in general with nim community de nte de ruwen wonen taw so na la yen kwan ki yen am lui ogo ba nte ko pana ru ban de pana ru ko kwan ki the United States, when overall United States, and blue yogain, kujela banya lor community, kuburu community, book by together. I go kaja jam roto, and my chama topic. So can a chuk tembu leg bang kwang fana ru, one can much can be can look kwa kilo. Now lion kwang guy will look, I will fit for that brewing community with their loy. I go there umbrella dilute or room, and I dey own in time ruling ban, to be a low address, and my chama. Kene ke part of the partnership wouldn't be below. So partnering with these communities in a bolu. And now le beneye ke ye number lu attack and bulu go pan a ru community into the United States when overall the man in ke umbrella daban bulu ye ban ku kaka balu ye go ban na lor ku bu chen maro de ban ku bu kaunte ke tan ruwen pa na Africa tree back at homeland buke ga lu address e channel anin de ko rot ko yekin marito ko buku ken buko of the major issues of concern won ke bana ka lui community de fanaru so issues kake number 1 priority ke kere environmental pollution gonna book tackle ko diaspora so na la en kwan ke ye na banom ki major issue of campaign book resources book mobilize ku kere kene beting kere environmental pollution ku bu lu ku madan te the pan ruling by the Africa a can be michilabta environmental pollution beting of yet ekene abro lowi we no book commission of book form so formation of the environmental commission to do a lot of research policy formulation ujila policy recommendation won buke yek administration da nte enter by the tree pan ruin so ka ke boga oglui at the advisory role bulo play ko e pan ru diaspora o lok ben go ruin diaspora a chan bog ban da boga na jam na mulela kana would be yek priority a chanin e samam den de myokene ye na rol ko ba ni tui ke mi te dit ke ya chi anna go ye na chi yom chi lo samamu a chi piyo chi ke samamu a chi tiyo ngune chom tini chi samamu so we la dem buriet oil or operating company bike dial hold accountable riak unta chi ke environment che ge rio ekene aban luiti book environmental commission book formu under the leadership the ruwen ngunen book formu tene kwe kene bi a support the communities ka pana ru o communities ka lor ke to bi jine diaspora so ko balo de land ben ga ye ban mi wadene kene ke go book pana ru community leadership to pana United States a book put taw ki pana ru to Canada taw Australia wala taw Europe o bayken mat a lot of resources became mobilized a chane be environmental pollution blue address ken ke buka jam the governor da kan na shiro la lo yin kan ke wo obede na another commission legal commission book form obuko lawyer ko lawyer kan abu lawyer reserve ana shi kare environmental pollution which ye blue address ko wo resources the book mobilize of diaspora wo be international lawyer abu hire and we will actually demand a compensation for ruin the water pollution ekene abog legal kan commission book form ko ke kula yan kwan am jam tine kan a chana go issue bita environmental pollution lo ignore kan bulo ke serious matter and we can actually mobilize resources and we can hire a professional lawyer, an international lawyer that can actually make our voice to be heard on the level of United Nations. So can it be a serious matter? But could book on law if you to launching any legal lawsuit? You could book on law will. Ke book on yedi hukumada na ulaya. Could book your yedi in an oil operating company. Could delegation of book wine. And I learn kwani you can't believe in resources book and mobilize with delegation of the levy. It can be issue with environmental pollution, blue address. It can be a BTLM, a be low in it. Then I never Martin commission and book form ke be a concern about territorial integrity. I can ruin thing the actual ambition by hostile neighbors. They want to grab our land. When they get the resources. So can a book that commission book form to look into the territorial integrity when threatened by the existential sabotage unta call big buy big pay man yi lang unta de nyuk ade lang unta de lang unta en ket mu chuo ade lang unta ya lang rek e ka ke ban a chike ambition by neighboring tribe when ke gen ya no ka pure dit bi kere randang bi why bi nom no ko le bi nom ye kede kene ka ne no le ye no ko ta security commission a book form ko ka ka book ga discuss confidentially they planning bulo security commission a book kwan ka so kene bari ye do ko ban ko pana root ka bi jiban ko ban ruin ka bi jiban association ga ke eladem we have to mobilize resource ko book delegation book glebe ko book governor the ruin book their pressure they kaka be cake priority the number one priority because be priority get security ya national security development is la so la the security be guarantee ki ye motonin ruwen no ki ye okay pay kena ko blue address ko blue stop once and for all we know how we can do this when we go in a governor dan jiben ken o blue yen when ko blue yen ke la them all the resources became mobilized we became appropriate for security and security in a priority national security kachin ke chon ma sai fa laboratory national security kachira na pur national security kachin chala bi national security kachin ke chol men wona ga bla wona ga kachin ke chol medal tal bi any infrastructural development le bro achi le biro lo kitchen security ki guarantee so kana we bangi wa ye in fana ru wala yin ruwen so on ko gele le yin security ina ko bi yek priority na chi yen yek priority ye nyodo no budget appropriation abulu allotted for security can be security existential threat again the ruling below eliminate below eradicate once and for all so kene adil taw ye dang bitaw tine ye o bude border commission ka bi loy ke rane jam gule le yin e pin kene ke pin di ade ko yunte jiren kon ke taw e pin ruwen ye me ke ran le ku me ke tene ke tidi kule kene ke tidi e kene bo border commission bu form ku ladem be kene bu taw on the open ko ruwen ran ko jam ko book challenge be tarif ko book challenge be ganun kake ladem be taw on the table so kene bu loy ke priority we commission ga ke wala ke formula miya ke actor ke ga ke kwanye won ki jibat security commission border commission obu the environmental commission or at the same time obu the anti corruption commission which is in a bijala final current issue of concern the ban yo lui kan jam about anti corruption commission can in commission ya rampant commission of the corruption ci ben ke rampant pan ruin ci lo ke twan wa yen twan kene e ber governor ye ben ke we ke resources ruin ka ba ru ye ke so kene to hold our leaders accountable e resources ruin ke ladam bu corruption bu lo eliminate bu lo eradicate e kene abo luiti ne randa nu ne banda e kene na bogen loy o ko to ko ye check and balance ta hukuma da nu ne ben na iran ci wibi lui e ka won wi cha do ruin ka yok yin bu jai and we have the power to do that power to ko ge cha kuna to ko ge cha ka yok ci ran te le bien le ngo kan lo wala akane we bai e kene corruption la dem lo eliminate chanen resources ka pan ruin ko bi yin yek ma tejpa ko bi yin yek school ko bi ka char bi ka yi ko bi ka muchruo lo ko bi ka other social amenities all the infrastructural development ujala services ka ke a chan bu we kun resources kun bi to ke la dem corruption lo eliminate banye ben every now and then ke manun ke we ruin ke bandom kuriya ke and there is no accountability or at the same time it's in transparency it's integrity of the system so yin community dan kan gula yin by kablu the check and balance o ka biya watchdog of our government so a chagwa tinge governor dan ben kan era no very cooperative lui ka go ko diaspora ko chi diaspora che gambe a chanin a ko be create ban blow air. That's why no chan in declare ko la yin values ki ka yebi look la en kwanye leadership de mi wat kana ka yok ka transparency bu create ban blow air accountability won bin musuliye bin en diala gamrot e kabro lowi la de magam yira nu ne bay e la de bi na trust so trustworthiness is one of the professional code of conduct when we are in this leadership so a leadership that you can trust a leadership you can confide a leadership that is integral in a core kwa that leadership kana in ke gaba tawaga yana bi lo ko don ni yana I'm brutally honest and sincere adara ni ama kri ban lo ere that's why I'm available mediate but I'm been subjected to public scrutiny so kana it will not stop here with me find a western world like in a be by that and I will use my advocacy power but subjected to public scrutiny under my leadership because I know people will authorize me but they can win and move here community la de mayin guni ana le ro loyi ko regular delegate buke ga kwany ko buke ga tuoj be ko ke big lui kre security to na le lui kre security ka chi bia fa na ru community ento ko community de da lor community pana ruwa bigi chin mat kre security abu tackle ban to we chab de ruwa ban as a whole kre border abu tackle ban ki ruwa ban as a whole. And I'm not saying no funding kuleru da loy ke ka wonta biga delegate biga ke ga to lakin priority abi hukuma ta bai ke ladam bi budget appropriation below for this. And a contingent plan anyway. It's not going to be a permanent plan. A contingent plan can be a threat, an existential threat that can be eliminated. So, security, border ensure our territorial integrity. Environmental pollution can be one of the existential threats. It become an existential war against the people of Ruwen. The same thing to security, because every year, in the localities. We can record them fee can keep motonin chikupur or property can gaman a quality. It can matter stop to log ban go by. And we know how Boka Yunte law enforcement the ruling Boka equip. It's confidential when being deliberated or to when we got jamity. We know what we are going to acquire. Wakane to call Bogotong Mat or ruling ban Bukane Buloy address once and for all. I believe can never lawyer by. So can I just a summary of Cohen Baloy, Kai Billy look. What can she going to be low in that one and jam number one priority? Raising fund. A Chanina go there resources can be commission gake big gap fund. Chanina appear be there delegate to take a torch, big government that bigger keep in check and balance. So can never lawyer. A promise kwa book your team the B team na ben lui win or keep lui win campaign a video ban for detail about queen. So for unity isn't there quite a midwest kaka win take a queen, improving the living standard in number one for unity. Kujaka kok on the better foreign policy. Eka wina ka lui foreign policy da ke we hun bo lui ko ko na ba ri twi ko kaka win take lui le. The bog lui ko ko the tree bog chin mari ke security ke border chan de ko won border da ke lu nyin claim. So allow them be there commission to form ruling a chan to address the territorial integrity ruling. Allow them be there commission to form to address any security existential security threat. Another security threat is environmental pollution too. So we consider environmental pollution by the company. When in a milk top, allow them, this has to stop. Whether near Okuma, this must have to stop. Unachi kai, kok with legal commission too. Legal commission can in a lawyer, a be call, resources be ruined, can mobilize. When lawyer can have you, and we will seek legal lawsuit when we ruin we and compensate. Can a bro lawyer, come and get again betari, or you can't lawsuit, you can't law. So can I talk a potential current that the possibility the book and where we quite cool lawyer compensate you win. So can I call lawyer, work by ruling ban, tau diaspora, work by contact, I will do this. Kai be look. So in a partnership broad call partnership can a broad call. So we will work together to tackle this. Community this we are for Musake. Ujal ke ga muka ke title achiro below under the watch of Billy look. So in ran ni ki community dun kwai utaw ki ban the respective communities when a law ku yine fa na ru in ba gon ko le mi akul wala ken ko buglo ko buglo together. So in ban o kudu and ban o kidi wa bung made ku delegation abuke kwai obuko yabuke nyot ko the jiben ko to fi Junub Sudan based on their respective qualification then expertise in that field, by one environment, a book of quite. Like a legal commission, a book of quite. A China big issues when a ruling challenge, human borders. The Kai Yoga Legal Commission will address those issues. Take a better side law, historical research, with the law fact and evidence, documentaries, BK present. Environmental pollution, big deal. Human again, 2004. Ruling a case on by New York, again is the talisman company it can have nyog John ya lawyer again is the Chinese company or Malaysian company ke lui our land can lui entera we will never be deterred by anyone kenin ka ko na ne lo yen na ko ku international lawyer ko diaspora ruling it can only be successful kenin ke strategy ke lay out so I can game this time can game I believe it can only be number we can mobilize resource where the sources ka can book a lawyer a book and you una juru lawyer we will seek a legal lawsuit will there be compensation you go be year win a chan India je man a chito as a result of complication in the law as a result of pollution with our oil mi je ka die ka ge de form la chito rab mane chom pan ruwen mane a chi asama maye piu chi ga sama yom mana we a chi luo ai luang a yom ke ran luo sama mu ti wa lu gi sama mu queen man nun te eni chom chi man taw ya nyuol kurap a ye la tine ye e lo rabi so lu baden ke la te ko le biro lo hit man cancer igo wen ka ke jo la te ye e ko jo cause infertility it's causing a lot of deformity in terms of birth defect kakeban scientifically we understand the effect of oil pollution kene ki kon ngota ota ne finna until wan ye jem nyug yen tok nke ja ka ba kama la chi to ye tu pi wai ke tamamu so ye lai ko lo contaminated environmental degradation ero lo chi man chi pin chen mu lo man ye ne mi ko la ko wel pin boro ne kene a chi jo la ko je la wai it's covering a lot of land so issues ka ba lo address a ye ni na la men kwan ye ke ka unte bi ka lo address a bit serious talk bain ka lor ba ka kogo bain to Australia or to Europe or to Canada or to North America to ne United States or bulu ban amran abakogo we ban ji kwanye community abakogo now will lay out a blueprint when bo who in bo rescue e keneke foreign policy when bulo for diaspora kayo e kenea wijen to fodun aninge ran ni yogo nu ne ran ruwing wal talk ran fana ru to don tawuntin ran to fana Africa ni tui e kene la bag bi look bag en support ya ku bag jam kai kon ke to da from bi look bi chwat e chana go ka chiri ka go ko lew program ni te ken won una yin mi wa ka yo issues of concern kun ke ka ka wonje ka luile e general living standard do ba lo improve yeah so the core the leadership ache ko won biya ben bi jamdi en ban koy all you need from me is leadership but mobilizing resource it can have our collective responsibility and obligation with strategies ke lay out so what you need is leadership you can trust, leadership of accountability, leadership of trustworthiness, leadership of integrity, accountability, transparency, honesty, sincerity. Leadership and determination. Being can be in a company. And all of you know, be look a fighter, where can I be geared to hit with. My previous record, community can attest to that. You will be in denial, be the look up can be low. And here on the golf corruption. And here on with the leg. Here with the title of it. And I responsibility, Ben Lord deliver to people expectation. So can it in give it up campaigning of your bit by you again because of your value chocolate.
biwainal Ure kira kau bilengno Ure kira kau biwainal Ure kira kau bilengno
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, and your cogitina. Kada ana book ban chalun ka announcement. Campaign ngori ki go ben, but na jakula dukshen baden in few days or week. Ke campaign na bijo kwen nyintok. So manifesto di the five. Lakini we bika jo kwen in detail. Ka woni luoy ka summary ka woni luoy. But the summary kene abijo ngi luoy plain in detail. Ade page dan you create on Facebook. Page kene we bag ala konti detail. Gora ana goro niche policies ke TLM campaign team in a bin detail in a bin ge yok. Wa kene bro